Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake, back from a couple weeks off, and we're working on this calculator to support kilt makers. And we've got just about all the features I expect for now. But what we're going to do is work towards getting it ready for a beta test with people besides my wife who are kilt makers. And I think we've got a few things to do there. One thing I had hoped to do was this first one, double check the rules. I had, oops, hang on. I had gone through a little bit of examples from the book that I'm using as a basis for this, and it seemed like our rules disagreed with their interpretation. Unfortunately, my wife's been busy making a kilt for somebody this week, and I couldn't find her book, and she's not around right now. But so we'll have to look at these book examples again some other day. But I think there are a few other things I wanted to do. So one is last time we took a quick thing at the end to try and make a button that would send this hip info over to this next screen, to the pleat screen. So we'd like to say, oh, you got 21.5 inches for pleats. We would like to have a button that took us here and ideally filled in this 21 for us. Now I don't know what went wrong. But something did. Okay, put it that way. We can try again. The thing we saw, I don't know that it was wrong per se. It was very suspicious that it seemed like we were getting the error messages, about focus. And so I'm wondering if maybe we just need to clear the focus on this screen, and then when we go over here, I don't know if we can set it when we go in or how that would work, but maybe it's something on that line. All right, so let's slide this one down a bit. Okay, should kilt measures become a struct? Figure out observable objects being observed by other observable objects. So somewhere, I don't know, I probably should have stopped and really beaten this lesson into my head, but we had an example where one observable thing needs to look at a couple other observable things, and if they change, it should change and stuff like that. And we kind of got around it by making things struct. And I think maybe that's more the spirit or the flavor that the sort of Swift UI approach is looking for. I think in general, Swift is happier if you're using immutable objects, which structs are. But I didn't learn the lesson well enough, so maybe we should come back in again. All right, draw kilt shapes. That was a feature I thought about, but I'm going to defer that. Guideline analysis, we only did a few guidelines. We can do more. And again, I may rely on the beta to tell me if that's needed or not. Does validating text field need full value or just double? Well, I'm not sure. I think it's okay. I mean, seems to be carrying the right type there. I'll just, I'll leave it. Save scenario is another questionable feature I don't think we'll do. And I don't know, maybe we should, but it's hard for me to know. Let's see, what state should carry between runs? Okay, so it would be kind of nice if, like, this set carried on, because if I stop, well, it affects us more because we're starting and stopping all the time with testing and so on. But if I were a real user and rebooted my phone, I would lose whatever I had set up for these values. And that's kind of a pity. But it's not, I mean, mostly you don't expect your calculator to do it. We're kind of a fancy calculator, a little more expectation, I guess. Okay. And that may come under, just kind of the full getting things really fully done. All right, so let's tackle this, and let's phrase it positively. Make button to send hit info to Pleat designer. Well, okay, that'll get us started. All right. It's been a while. Let's run tests. So I see iOS 17 is coming out today, probably 5 minutes ago or so, if they follow their usual pattern. I'll probably update my stuff. I don't think I'll update this app just yet, even though I really do want to learn about observable instead of observable objects and so on. It's a new macro that they're using. It looks to be a lot simpler. All right, good. Tests run. Well, we ran the app just now, but try that again. Oh, okay. All right. Well, 77 inches divided by 42 equals 1 13/16 plus a skosh. Okay. All right. Let's check in just to, again, make sure we're baselined here. Oh, I did do a change. Somewhere I said no information, no enough information yet, and change it to not enough. Okay. I guess that's worth doing. Change to do and keynote. Okay. All right. So Apron Pleat view. There's our measurements, measurement tables. Okay. So what we're thinking is each scenario should have a button that transfers it. Okay. Binding, scenario split. Apron plates, grid row. Okay, so splits, slider, and then the warnings. Okay. And I guess after the warnings, all right, we're going to stick a button. I thought I had that as a global. Okay. And let's just. See what we call it, just pleats. Okay. And I don't know, can I. Trying to find somewhere to. There we go. All right. I remember we get a preview on this one. All right. There we go. I think that changed. It used to be you clicked that, it would stop the connection to that. Okay. All that to get that. All right. Okay, so what we want to happen, oh gosh. Yeah, it's unfortunate I'm back here. Content view. Okay, so here's our top. We have the state. We have tab views. Now, Apron Pleat view. Navigation stack. Okay, is it navigation views the new way? Or stack the right way? Navigation types, okay. Transition away. Use navigation stack. And programmatic navigation. Well, state variable. So true, the navigation like that activates response. That's not the one we want. Can move the selection to the list. Right. We need to make our tab choice our selection. Whoops. Now this is not quite what we're after. I mean, it's nice, but it's not the right way. Oh dear. Okay, yeah, that's the kind of thing I remember doing. We'd have to track the actual selection, rewrite the body. Right, we don't want that. Okay, let's go back here. Tab view. Well, maybe we do need to do the selection that way. Maybe it's not. Selection is top level tab. Yeah, that's the guy we're after. Okay. So now it's weird. Okay, what we did last time, we tried to push this through the environment. I think we can call it top level tab. The value is, no, I'm not doing this right. All right, find my book again. Okay. So I think, do I really say environment? I think I say environment object or something like that. Right. Hmm. And I think I'll move this down a line. All right, so what this is doing is it's saying you have the okay. You have the top level tab object in this environment in the current instance. Oh dear. Top level tab conform to observable object. Okay, so that's not going to work. Normally, if you had it as an object, you would say environment object, and that would say pass that down to any subview that wants to access it, and then they can do an add environment object and kind of redeclare it and get access to it. Now maybe I do need to look at environment. I mean I should be able to put my own custom values in. Read a value stored in a view's environment. You can use this to read but not set. Oh, that doesn't help any. I don't know if I can just redeclare it as app storage. Would seem like I'm making contradictory statements then. Or I could. But let's try it. Okay, see, so app storage says well, if this variable is in the default user storage, look it up and get the value and assign it to the variable. If it's not there, create it like this. Now, I don't know if I declared two different ways, what would happen, but let's see if we can deal with it. And then if somebody assigns to it, it updates the user default value and also the local copy. So we don't want it in here. We want it in scenario split. No. Scenario view. Yeah, this thing. Okay, so let's put this up here. I don't know. Let's just build and run. Okay, no complaints about it. See if we get any runtime complaints. Okay, so if I put some values in, that I think that may be a consequence of this, the software keyboard thing we're using, because there's this missing thing. It's just confused, and I think this is a simulator thing. Okay, so at any rate, let's put something in. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to do it the fast way. Okay. Yeah, there's that type 8 keyboard thing. That's not complaining. Now this should, well, if I kept the same tab, so that means that tab thing did kind of work. All right. This, we still just have a message. All right, let's attempt. Okay. So what I want to do is say top level tab equals dot pleats. Okay. I don't know if I can put blanks in here. Yes, okay. Cycle. Okay, that's the cycle. All right, that's not the way to go. Okay. Move binding for tab selection to view with buttons. Okay. I think state selection. Now you would think I could pass that along. Maybe I just have to make it state. Well, it's a string. It should conform. Struct tab view requires app search. Well, I hate wandering around in this kind of stuff. He's not state. It's sort of an equivalent of state. Does that mean I can pass it around? Yeah, I don't mind it being named. Well, all right. I think I can. I don't know if it's allowed to be state. Right. If we can treat it as a binding going down. Well, that makes me think environment should work. Oh, did we go through this before? Then use the key to define a new environment value property. The value of string. You seem to get a getter and setter. Well, let's just try passing it as a binding. All right, and I'm going to pass it through Apron Pleat view. Okay, now that means this should complain unless I pass top. Tab is dollar top level tab. Okay, let's see if everything's good with that. Missing argument. Oh, interesting. I might have to put itself on there or something. Mm-hmm. It's November. Make sure the preview works, then we'll check the real thing. Yeah, I think that'd be the common situation is you've got a big tree of stuff and you got it at the top and you want to get it down to usually several places in the tree, and then you set it up as an environment up here or an environment object, and then each individual local place can do this, because otherwise I had to pass it down through every subview down to get to that, which is kind of the way I'm going now, but we're not even far enough to see that. In this case, I've got the top level tree. The middle level is the tab, and then the row level on this thing. Okay, now. Okay, so I mean, I'm moving between the views. I'm not getting complaints, so I think we haven't heard anything yet, and hopefully we do have this binding we can work with now. All right, and so this time I'm going to pass the same thing down to scenario view. Is that the guy? Yeah. Okay, so let's give him a binding. Okay, and then we should see some complaints about not passing in the binding. Okay, scenario. Say, should be at least one production one. All right. In this case, I think we just pass top. Level tab. Is it a binding? Yeah, okay. You think it'd be a binding already, but apparently, whatever. Okay. Now, scenario split view, scenario view, our button should be able to do it now. Is that going to do it? I don't think it'll show a problem. If it's going to have a problem, it will be when we try and go through it. Okay, so again, I'm just going to give myself some space so I know I'm doing this. All right. Now this should ideally move us to the Pleats tab. Okay, now we don't have any errors. Last time we tried it 2 weeks ago, we got some weird focus kind of thing. So I think we've done better. I hope it's not identical. All right, so we've made give scenario view a button so it can switch over to the Pleats tab. All right, that's only half the job. Now we got to find the model for this. Okay, so I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Plate view, I guess we care. Tartan and the pleats. Pleat designer. Huh. Okay. Well, so the problem is, I mean, I'm pretty sure Pleat Designer is what contains this ideal hip, right? There it is. Okay. So it's got that field on it, and we want to update that when we change. So I think what that means is our Pleat Designer can't be local to this tab. I don't know. Maybe can we give it a method? I kind of think it's there's an ambiguity in my head about all this, I guess. I mean, really, a struct is a read-only thing, but when we put it in these state, object, state, and so on, we're saying, hey, Switch UI, I know this is read-only, but I want you to store this information outside and treat it as more permanent than this struct. Because it's free to just redo structs whenever it wants. All it does is go through the values that it's saved and apply those to get to the thing. But they're intentionally stored outside. Not that we normally have to worry about it. It's just kind of how I'm keeping track of struct versus variable information in a struct. So I think because this is private, so what I'm wondering is if I put a method on here to adjust the ideal hip. Okay, let's do it. I think we're not going to test it in place. I'm just going to see if it even works. Set hip, and then we need a value. And I think this is what does not work, but okay, we'll see. Designer dot ideal hip equals value. Okay. So if it works the way we'd like, then this will actually update designer's ideal hip, because designer is really truly a variable. It doesn't store any state about it in the struct. So I give it a chance of working. But I feel like I've tried to do stuff before and found out that, no, you're not really changing anything. All right, so now let's go back to Apron Pleat view. And we have a scenario. All right, and our scenario has, oh, wait a minute, a scenario split. Okay. And then, sorry, scenario view. I don't even know how do I talk to that parent view. I think I'm going the wrong way about it. That was Apron view, Pleat view. Pleat view holds the Pleat designer. All right, let's make this. Oh, let's put it in wherever the content view wants it. Okay, now this thing has the Pleat designer. State object designer. Designer. No, we don't need that. Pleat initial width. No, wait a minute. Oh, he gets set here. Okay. Okay, so he's creating the object at the top level now. And then he should pass that in. Pleat view tartan. Designer. Okay, so Pleat view takes a tartan. Well, I think I can just do this. Yeah. That doesn't seem right to me. Public struct, observed object. Oh, public. All right, now let's see who creates this. All right, so I guess it's happy doing that. Tartan. State object. I think I'm being redundant here. Yeah, I think I'm probably refactoring slightly, but I think this should be the equivalent. All right, we'll do a build first. Run tests. Okay, and run. And all this is to be in place, okay? Because we're just replicating what we had. So if I have this. Okay, again, that editing stuff. 33. Okay, and let's make this 6. Okay, so it's doing its job like that. Let's take this out. Okay, and we'll go back over here. That's a little large. Okay, now this, we go here, but we don't do anything. Oh, there's a cycle again. Do I have to undo something? Why is there a cycle? All right, let's make sure we've cleaned everything up. Oh, and have we Apron place scenario view. Okay, that's that. All right. So if I go here, enter some stuff. Okay. No cycle. Jump over. Okay, I think maybe that was an artifact. Navigation to past data. Yeah, yeah, UI kit, that was definitely the style, right? I mean, you sort of built up a package of the right information for this thing. Okay, let me run this thing one more time from scratch and try and replicate what I did before the first time. All right, so I put in a hip and a set, and we got the right information. Then I cleared this. All right, now this should be owned by the top level view, so we are getting something from it. All right, then I switched here, entered data here. Okay, and yeah, before we had some errors, and I'll go, oh, dang it. detected through attribute. I got to tell you, that attribute 40816 thing is really much less helpful than you would. Like, I assume it's meant to be helpful to me somehow, but I don't know how to interpret those things. I see two different ones involved, two attributes. Now, okay, let's do a quick look. Maybe somebody can tell with these attribute numbers. Yeah, there we go. Huh. Trying to focus the text field right before changing to a tab. Now, oddly, it seems to still be running. Yeah, they're doing it with focus. Yeah, sorry. I can generate the same error a different way. Okay. I was using a enum case as a tag values on a tab view. Yes, the last case, I'm now using an int variable instead of as my selection. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's go to, is it top level tab? String. I don't know why I would use the string would make any difference. Let's try changing it to int. And see if somebody was trying to use it as a string maybe. Yeah, I assume it is something like that, but like, unless it tells me what, what those are. I mean, I'm not sure what it could even tell me. An attribute. I mean, is that an object, a screen object? Okay, stop this. Okay, so I did this, 33, and then I went to here, entered in some values. Everything's fine. Huh. How interesting. Oh, I didn't do it right though. Okay, let's run again. I forgot I had deleted that before I went over to the next tab. So 33, 6. Okay, now delete this. Now go over here. Transfer. Okay. All right. So make pleats view Pleat designer be owned at top level instead of in pleat view. Okay, I mean, I think it feels like a legitimate change to me. You don't have multiple copies or anything like that, so there's no issue there. All right, that just seemed like a bug. We don't really care what the value is. Maybe I was doing a debug thing and printing out the tab name or something at some point, but not too concerned there. All right, so I think we're set up at last. All right, so we have a pleat designer. All right, so what I'm going to do is pass the designer into Apron pleat view, just like I'm passing the top level tab. Designer is designer. And just like pleat view, we're going to have an observed object on apron pleat view. Designer, okay. And then scenario view is going to get the same thing. Okay. Now we have, yeah. Okay. And then apron pleat view probably has one of these too. Okay. Instance member. Okay. Denied or cannot be used on type stereo view. That, I think it can. He's observed object. He's really need not be public. Oh, whoops. All right, what's your problem? Instance member designer. Oh. All right. Okay, so now we're just passing that designer view around to people. There's no harm in it. Okay. Done. This. Paper plate. Okay. Well, that's going to happen because they're just so big, different, major difference, more than 10 inches. All right, and this should take me back to that tab, but we don't, oh, nuts. And then notice those numbers are the same every time. Why? Well, all right, let's do a rebuild again. Oops. Clear all issues. Clean test. Clear build folder. My life would be better if I could just trust Xcode, but I just don't. It seems to get confused sometimes about what it should have rebuilt. Okay, that's there. That's good. Take this out. Go over here. I don't know if it's a real thing is the problem. I don't think there's any. Yeah, that's my question. Da, 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 da. A view properties instrument that looks at down. Okay. Well, I'm not much of a instruments user. Observe how it gets updated in a bad way. Gets into some sort of oscillating update cycle. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that sounds plausible enough. I just don't know what it would be. I guess let's look at the flow and make sure everything's kind of looking right. Okay, top level tab. We've got observed object calculator. Well, where's that coming from? Must be coming from app. I mean, I guess. Okay. Observed object, state object, tartan design, and designer. Now, tartan, where's that going? Goes into Pleat view. All right, so let's look for all top level tabs, I guess, first. What would that be? It probably needs to have something to do with the width, I guess. I mean, what I find weird is we don't do anything yet. I mean, this value gets set on the Pleat designer. We'll go through, I guess we'll go through and make sure nobody's redeclaring it or something. All right, I guess let's do that before we do the other then. All right, so I got the calculator passed down. Okay, I'm passing down the designer, but I don't do anything with it. Oh, wait, what's this? Yeah. Okay. Observed object Pleat designer, that's the one that's passed in. And then the only thing I do with it is I pass it on down through here. Now, top level tag is binding, so I got to do the $sign. But this is observed object, so I shouldn't need a $sign there. Okay, so let's just find designer. Goes to scenario view, goes in the preview, and then here. Yep. Okay, so that all looks like I expect. The thing is, I mean, we're not doing anything with it in scenario view either. Designer, observed object, okay. There, yeah, we don't even use it. Okay, yet. So what's that second attribute? Actually, I don't even know what they mean by attribute, honestly. Did instrument start? Where are you? Okay, you're running, but I can't see you. I'm going to minimize this just in case there's... Well, I don't know what instruments is doing. Okay, so... Well, if the parent is also subscribed to this, shouldn't be a problem. Try passing bindings down the stack. Yeah, we're doing that. Starter instruments, view properties. Adding an ID to the root container of the view. You can't disable the text, so these are still editing. That just seems like close keyboard. Send action UI responder, resign first responder. Keep the observed object in the root view. Yeah, we can try moving it up there. It shouldn't. I mean, keep the observed object in the root view. Yeah, I mean, we have the declaration here. I can certainly move this declaration up to the app. Oops. How about I try one more time? Take this one. All right. And then content view gets it with observed object. Observed object var calculator. I guess I should just define it of this type. Content view initializer is private. Well, that doesn't seem accurate. Should be a generated, I guess maybe. The weird thing is, I mean, I thought I was doing the same test. All right, so put 6, put 33. We look at this, we go good. We take out the 33. Okay. Go back here. Let's just switch. No issue. Was it when I typed? 33. Let's go back here. Type. Delete it. Go back. Call this. I don't understand why that would work, but I also know I'm pretty sure we've done the same one and had it succeed and then fail after that. All right, but we'll take what we have. Move Pleat Designer to app level. Okay, and now let's try the reason we did all this. Okay, is we want this thing. This is one scenario, right? So one scenario split. Okay, so we want designer.idealHip equals, all right, and then it should be scenario well, where's the, oh, okay, sub measuring point. What's hips? Sorry, not pleat view, scenario view. Okay, measuring point. Fine. No, it's a double. Ugh. Excuse me. Dot inches. And this really is exclamation because you can't be here without a scenario, and our scenarios always have hips and ape and waist. Okay. Okay, let's go back here. We got 44, 37, 25. Okay. We got a hips and pleat, 22. Let's make it different so we can tell. Apron at hips should be at least as big as apron at waist. Okay, so we want to see a 23 showing up in that box. Hey, and our friend the cycle is back. And yet things are working. Okay. See if we, oh, we got 23 inches in there. I guess that should be a number, the way we're doing it. All right, let's get that there. Okay. And back here, waist 43, hips 44, length 26. All right, and just so 22 and a quarter, go there, 22 and a quarter, no errors. And if I change this, 21, this should still say the same, okay. But if I copy it, 21. Okay. I'm still not sure about these attribute graph things, but yeah, no cycle. I mean, how do I know it's not going to happen next time, though? That's the hard part. Okay. But we've done the thing we set out to do, which is give Apron Pleat scenarios a button to copy hip value over to the Pleats tab. All right, which is a good thing. Okay, let's see to do. Okay, we've done that. I think I called this beta prep. Okay. Figure out rules. Double check guidelines. Determine. I think we have the answer there. All right. Let's take a break. Okay, so see you in 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll come back and we're going to take another run at. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this. I'm going to start from a checkpoint and be able to delete it. So just truth in advertising here. But my hope is we can figure out a way to make everything built on this become pure structs and simplify some of the observable object stuff we've got going. All right. So see you in a few minutes and we'll go from there. Welcome back. Okay, so the notion I have here is that somehow Kilt measures, which is now an observable object, that we can make that a struct and maybe simplify some stuff. So, all right, so I don't remember how it gets used, but it's part of our split stuff. So, okay, so you've got the actual waist, the actual hips, the actual length. All right, let's go back over here. Actual waist, hips, and length. Okay, and then the ideal waist, hips, and length. Okay, so, and then allow scenarios, meaning enough information is defined that these things can be run. Okay, and let's find usages. Okay, so the notion is well, it gets used a fair bit, doesn't it? Kilt measures and scenarios. Okay, measurement table. Okay, he's holding on to that. Measurement table. Okay. Excuse me. I guess that's this view. Okay. Uses that instance. And then scenarios needs that same instance because it's going to copy, it's going to take the waist and hip values from there. Okay. So, Apron Pleat view. Okay, yeah. Change scenarios, $0. Well, I guess that's the same thing, measures.allow scenarios. Let's make these the same. Okay. Yeah, so I mean this is the reason we basically if you edit any of these fields, we want to call change scenarios clear. Okay, so if you've changed the value, we want to generate a new scenario. So if I change this to 36, okay, it's picking up the value as it goes. If I delete it, it should delete the scenarios, the splits. Okay, right, so that's basically assessing this stuff. All right, now, the thing is, if I, how do I? Well, I'm going to just try changing it and we'll see what happens. Okay, so if he's no longer an observable object, he's just a struct. Actually, you know what? Let's check our differences. Okay. Okay. just run tests. Okay, so we make change detection of Kilt measures be consistent. All right, now I'll change this. Okay, no longer published. Okay. Now, somebody should care. So this is a struct. Now, let's talk it through a little. So it's a struct. So anybody who changes any of this, that changes the value of the struct. Well, maybe that just works with Swift UI. But somebody's going to assume it's a class, so we're going to have to get some. Okay. State object. So let's just make this a state. Now this one, he's going to be a binding. Struct observer. Okay. Measurement tables. Wow, that's surprisingly little change to things. Now, whether this is going to work or not, that's a different question. Okay, so 36, 43, this is good. Right. So if I change, let's change 6 to 8. Change back. Okay, 36, 18. Now 38 should be 19. Okay, and it is. Let's make it more obvious. If I change it now, yeah, splits it back up. Okay. So that's the waist changing changes this scenario. Hip, same thing. Interesting, 33, 34 doesn't change anything. Okay, let's make it 39. All right, does. Okay, so changing the hips does it. And if I delete it, should deactivate it. Okay. Well, I'm happy it all works. I was hoping to be able to get rid of some of this somehow, but maybe we can't, right? I mean, this something has to notice that this value changed. Okay. well, that... I don't know, that may give me some insight that maybe I don't need to be, if I'm doing observing one value, observable object, observing another observable object, and I'm trying to make the whole overall thing change. When that changes, I think changing to a struct should just be okay. And it seems like it notices that it changed because it's a struct. Okay, but let's do that. Okay. Double check the rules. Okay, guidelines. We can't really do that without the book. Save scenarios. Those are optional. State between runs. Yeah, we still had this question. I think the answer though is we're only tracking the hip here. We probably could add the waist as well, but it's the hip that gives them the trouble. I mean, it's the driver. The waist is just whatever it is. Okay, second thing would be this set. Can we make that permanent? I don't know. I don't know if I care enough to change it at this point. Yeah, that's all. Well, all right. So the other thing I was wondering was little delighters. The only one that occurred to me was, well, one was setting this set between runs, but I'm not gonna mess with that. It'd be nice to give this a light background like that one. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, we have anything checked out? Yes, we do. Okay. Yeah. Convert Kilt measures to use struct instead of class. Okay. This is give Apron Pleat a what do you call it? Well, a background like calculator tab. Okay, so back to content view. Well, we just put that underneath. Oh, bad news. Okay. Yeah, we just put that underneath. So Apron Pleat view. So something's covering up the background, I guess. Well, let's do this in a preview. And that could almost stand it too. Why are you not there? Okay, so Apron Pleat view is a scroll view. Well, that's not scroll view. It seems odd because it's not. The scroll view is measurements. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting. Okay, that says. Yeah. I guess I have to go back here to preview it because this is the level that has the background. Well, see, they said put it on a V stack. I don't think this is going to do it. Maybe a more. No. Switch out, make scroll view background transparent. See if we can get anywhere. Okay, that's pretty obnoxious. So why is that? In style, fill style. Well, maybe I can. Okay, we'll see if this is doing anything. No. Okay, so let's try this. Well, that's progress. See if this changes anything. Okay, now I can preview it here. Yeah. Okay, well that's interesting, but let's try without it. Oh, that's better. Yeah. I like it. All right. So now we don't need this in content view. Yeah, if there's only one view, there's not really a point in having a Z stack. Label, apron, plate, circle. Right. Now, I don't know about this last one. Is that going to be obnoxious there? All right, let's try it. I guess this one will go back to the Z stack. Because there is no scroll view. Well, maybe there is a scroll view. There is a list. Well, that's not doing what I thought. Let's put it on the navigation view. Yeah. Okay. It looks like the background clear on the set scroll view did not work, but let's see how to make list background transparent. Yeah, this kind of crazy stuff I don't want to do. And the more, like, we got iOS 17 coming out today, they're making more and more stuff not rely on the UI kit stuff. It looks like it should. List row background. No. Clear cell. Yeah, I mean, this is... That's what I'm really trying to avoid. To dynamic from an array, struct an item, and it goes all white again. All right, let's see what we can do. Scroll content background hidden. No, I didn't try that. Is that on list? And do we still have that up here? No. Okay. Oh, interesting. Kind of took out everything. Make sure I don't have background anywhere here. No. Scroll content background hidden. Maybe there's another option on there. Okay. No, that's seems to be hiding the background of these interior boxes, which I like their style. It's really this overall background. Why is it a list? Oh, the list does the background stuff. Okay, but that's not going to do it. Enlist view background color. Well, okay, let's try it. Well, that's promising. I don't know if it's too much. Yeah, okay. Well, this definitely did what I wanted. Whether I should have wanted it or not, I'm not as sure. It, it's it's rather busy on this one that's already got its own version of the fabric drawn. But I have to say, it's going to look nicer across. Now, I wonder if this would look better in that list style. With white backgrounds. Seems okay. All right, let's. Yeah. Okay. So add Kilt background to all tabs. And then let's see if Apron Pleat view, instead of a scroll view, I think I do list. And then maybe take the VStack out. I think I'm going to get one box. I can make. All right, let's take this VStack out. Oh, we lost that same thing, but that's okay. We can get it back. Well, that stuff's annoying. Oh, this should be section, right? It's looking a little. Okay, I guess that's all right. I don't think I need a divider. Do section, splits. Yeah, the background of the list. Yeah, I think we can do the same background thing. I don't even think I need. I'm not sure the gray box is adding anything or its border. Okay, so let's do that. But I did want separate ones. Okay, let's hit plus. Okay, they're in the same list. I guess that's tolerable. That argues for more of that, but yeah, you're right. Let's make it rounded corners. Yeah, I don't know. The divider is nice. Okay, let's get our image right again. Okay, so Pleat view has this. Is that not the same? Well, that looks the same as the if. That looks the same as that. Expected 12, got 10. Sorry, you're saying this one should be indented like that? That seems unlikely to me. Expected 10, got 12. Yeah. Okay. Right, so that's coming. 33, 4 plus. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, the border has a reason. So let's at least make that box a little curvy. So Apron Pleat view. There's the border. I forget how to make a rounded corner. Corner radius 4. After padding, after foreground color. Well, grid. Stroke border, where's that go? Stroke border. Turns to be the result of filling the line width size border of self with the foreground color. In settable shape. Whoops. Still no option there. Okay. What's the other? With round corners and border. Okay. Padding. Corner radius 20. Overlay. Okay, that's sort of right. Let's make this black. With 2. Okay, that's looking plausible. Print plate view. Yeah, okay. Let's see if this does anything. a little less noticeable. Okay. Prominent, maybe I should say. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's do the same thing to our other piece, which is scenario view. And run. We're getting close. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little skeptical, but okay. Okay, the divider went in automatically, which is fine. Okay, and the red warning looks okay on it. And the padding seems a bit much to me. Let's take out both these. I think that's... Is the white adding anything or not? Okay, I'd like the padding change. Okay, I think let's make sure this is acceptable and then check it in. Okay. Yeah, I think it looks better a little tighter. I don't know if I need... Scroll content background hidden. Background is sad. But the actual cell background, I mean this white, this is acceptable. Okay, so what we did was, well, yeah, we changed to list. We changed, we made the corners rounded. Okay. It would really look better if they were cleared. Yeah, maybe it is a little uneven. Okay, so let's do that. Dot top dot bottom 4. Just stretch it and see if it's better. Yeah. I think 6 was better than 8. Now, is that what's doing that? Measurement table. No, I think I'm getting too much. But okay, let's. Yeah, I think this is too much as well. I think I'm better off with the padding on the outside up here to kind of make that decision. Yeah, now this. Okay, I'm happy with the top. Take this out down here. I think I only want the border if it's red. I'm on the wrong thing. Scenario view. Let's just try clear. Yeah, we can't really see that in context. I like that all right. Let's take out that padding. And I think keeping it the same, using a clear border if there's no problem, I think is the right thing to do. Because then when we have some with and some without, they don't go weird with, they don't offset each other by 2 pixels or anything like that. I think the spacing is okay. Yeah, that extra divider is a little weird. Did I put that in? Row. I did. Let's take that out. I think it may be compact enough it looks okay. Maybe this one too. I don't know if I really need these dividers. Oh, no, that's interesting. No, that had a shift. I don't think that's better. But I do have to have some padding in here after all, don't I? See if that looks like enough. That jiggly switching back and forth did not look good. I can't tell from there. I think it's going back and forth between. Okay. Let me undo these. Let me try one more experiment. I'm going to take these dividers out. Yeah, there should be a divider. I think the list puts it in automatically for you. Okay, so 44. Yeah, I think that looks okay without those dividers. The spacing is a little weird. Maybe I can work on that sometime. But that looks okay. I'm going to keep these out. I don't know if the dividers are causing the problem on the other one. Okay, let's go back there real quick. We just have a minute or two. Apron plates divider. Maybe that jiggling was, I don't know. Put these dividers back. Scenario has warnings divider. I don't know if I need that one either. Okay, heading to overlay stroke, either red or clear. See, I don't see why that should have been bouncing around. That looked right. I think 4 maybe panning. I gotta get around the button and a little bit on these. But like waist tips. Do I need this divider? All right, let's make sure this is. I think that's all right. Yeah, that seems okay. So why is that first divider a problem? Okay, we'll do one more. it's back. I don't know why that divider matters. Isn't that weird? Yeah. And I'm just going to try padding. Keep saying one more thing, one more thing. But I don't know, this feels a little crowded still. I gotta say, that definitely looks better. It's taking a little more space for the message. I guess something about how they're centered. Okay, I think that's where we'll leave it. All right. Well, thanks for joining today. It was good to have some advice on some of these things. I think we'll see what's up for tomorrow. If I can get the book and do some checks, we'll do that. Otherwise, I don't know. I have another project a friend sent me. It's an old basic program for Atari Basic, and it's a sound. It's supposed to be a dulcimer. Let's see if I can. The Atari dulcimer, and there's some interesting. The only interesting thing in here, I think, is the sound setup they have. I took some notes somewhere. I'll have to find them. But they have, if you've ever heard an old Atari video game kind of sound, they've got some different fuzzy sounds that it turns out they generate them with this feedback loop with a bunch of XORs around things coming in or something. And I ran across that in a couple places in the last month, maybe 3. And so I thought, it'd be fun to try it and see if we can generate the same sound, even though, I mean, it's not a particularly attractive sound or anything, but this example uses it. So we may do a little exercise in transliterating and updating an old Atari program, or go back to this. I have a couple other projects in mind. This Atari wood should be fairly short. I've said that before, but we'll see. I'm not quite sure which thing I'm going to go to. Another possibility is I've got a little visual app I want to try out, and then the other possibility is from when I first started doing these podcasts, we did I call it sort tables. It's an interface that kind of quickly rearranges tables, and I think it would be good to update that to the modern releases because it's a couple years old at this point, and it gives me an experiment, a place to experiment, or an excuse to experiment with observed, or what do they call it, observable macro that's coming out in the new Swift, and see if we can figure out how to work that thing. So we'll either do a little more work on this tomorrow. If not, I will probably button it up and send it off and see if people will give me some advice on it. So otherwise, one of these other projects. All right, thanks for joining, and I will see you tomorrow or another time in the future. Bye-bye.